This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Welcome, fans. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It'll be the Denver Nuggets facing off against the Miami Heat. And now we send you out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K crew. I'll see you at the half.
And there, a bit earlier, the Heat getting mentally and physically ready. Welcome, everyone. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, ready to bring you all the action along with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And now a quick check of our starting lineup for both teams. First, for the Nuggets, Abdul Rauf is out there with Allen Iverson. Then it's Anthony, and it's Ellis at the 4. And for Miami, Hardaway is out there with Dwayne Wade. And the big guy in the middle, Shaquille O'Neal. He's thrilled for this one. Everyone will be watching now how he does in his first official game. And it's LeBron James, and it's Bosh in at the 4 shot.
You know, you might have expected a team that finished third in the West to have a positive road record, but the Nuggets last season actually finished south of 500 when they left the Pepsi Center.
And so the tip-off, it's Miami. Bosh, a screen on Abdul Rauf.
Shoot that!
Bosh passes to O'Neal, and it's good. Well, Clark, as you said, with the Nuggets on the road, 19 and 23 record for them on the road. Was the difference between them and the Thunder, Steve, in that division?
Well, they were so dominant at home, Kevin, and they always have been, just with their style of play and the altitude. But it's just tough to go out and play that same style on the road where you're running constantly. You're just more vulnerable defensively when you play that style when you're out on the road than you do when you play it at home.
And so it's the Heat getting on the board first. Iverson, defended by Shaq. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Jukic. Rebound by the Heat. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Kevin, I had a chance to talk with head coach Eric Spoelstra. Coach told me they're hoping to overcome the problems a player like Carmelo Anthony presents to defenses. He said Melo's combination of strength, size, and skill set make it very difficult to keep him from scoring each trip down the floor. What he is hoping for is to throw different looks at Melo to keep him out of his rhythm and to try to work from there.
And thank you for that, Doris. Now here is Hardaway. This one for 3. Miami no good on that time either.
You know, Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra worked his way up from the very bottom of that organization. I mean, he got his start as a video coordinator, and through years of hard work and dedication has really become an outstanding coach.
And the shot is good.
Well, the drive to the bucket was nice, but how about the finger roll finish? Beautiful.
Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Iverson with the bucket. And back to Coach Eric Spoelstra as a guy who got his start as a video coordinator, picking the game apart. Steve, he's very comfortable with the new advanced stat movement, analytics in the NBA.
Yeah, and I've had a chance to speak with him quite a bit. He says that the way they use advanced stats is just as a conversation piece in the coaching room. Their analytics department will bring them various information, and it will force them to ask questions, which is very healthy for a coaching staff to do.
Goes up again, and it's Shaq laying it in.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
Yeah, me too, Clark. I think anytime you have success pounding the ball inside, you got to continue to go to the well.
Now here's Ellis. Abdul Rauf kicks to Iverson. Free throw line jump shot. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
At the line for the Nuggets.
Well, solid defense. They forced a tough shot, but he knocked it down. I'll tell you what I love about him, his ability to finish even while absorbing contact. He is so strong, even with defenders hanging all over him. He continues to finish at the basket.
You know, one of his other qualities, Steve, is how quickly he starts to break. I mean, he doesn't need numbers either. He can be a coast-to-coast, rack-to-rack guy all by himself.
Now here's Hardaway. Wade working against Iverson. Out to Hardaway. Back to Wade. Tries again, and he lays it up and in.
That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
The Nuggets trail by 3. Abdul Rauf kicks to Ellis. Stolen by O'Neal. Here's LeBron. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That one's on Anthony.
Well, at least the defender got his money's worth on that one.
Yep, that was an easy whistle for the officials. Only 3 teams in the entire Eastern Conference had a better than 500 record against the West, and no surprise the Heat were one of those 3, and they were dominant against Western Conference opponents all year long.
First free throw is good. Clark, adding on to what you were saying about the Heat versus the West, they ended up 25-5, which is incredible, Steve, given how many tough teams that are in the Western Conference.
That's amazing, Kevin. They had a better record against the West than they did against the East in terms of their winning percentage. So I think that speaks to just how motivated Miami was when they went out on the road to the West in particular to really show everybody how good they were.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Miami's gone 0 of 2 from deep. Hardaway kicks to Wade. Shaq dishing to Hardaway. LeBron shoots, and Anthony with the block. And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami retains possession.
11 seconds on the shot clock. 11.
O'Neal gets a screen from Bosch. And it's the Heat with the ball. He kicks to LeBron. Shot clock at 5. A stupendous finish in traffic.
Boy, he's so hard to stop, guys, because he poses a ton of matchup problems for the defense.
You know, it's always fun to play the hypothetical game with players. One with LeBron is just how good is he? Like, would he be able to go deep in March Madness playing with a good high school team? That might not be as ridiculous as you think. A perfect 4 for 4 for him to start this game out.
Boy, he looks fresh and confident out there right now.
Bosch hits the pick for LeBron. Here's Shaq, and that one's good. Shaq's got 6 points.
They have got to put a body on him, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
Ellis outside. Deep 2 from Anthony, and Shaq pulls it down. And Clark, you talked about LeBron and the college level. He looks like he's playing against college players, you know, Steve, with his strength and his size.
Well, he can do everything. And no matter what you ask of him on the floor, he can do it. He can play point guard, he can play power forward, and defensively. And how about last year during the playoffs? 1 minute he's guarding David West. In the next series, he's guarding Tony Parker. So the versatility is just incredible.
Off the charts, you're right.
You know, it's pretty hard not to ask the question after the Nuggets were bounced in the first round of the playoffs if, in fact, they were better constructed for the regular season than the playoffs.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. And it's tied up with that one. You know, continuing the Nuggets, it is a fair question to ask because this group, Steve, has been so successful in the regular season, but has yet to make a big splash in the postseason.
Yeah, I think they've advanced out of the first round 1 time in the last 9 seasons. So, I think it's a fair question, Kevin. I think you can win playing fast, but you have to have balance. Look at the Spurs last year. They played a very high tempo, but they played excellent defense as well. You've got to have some kind of a balance to win in the postseason. Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
The feed now to Chandler. And yes, a nice assist from Billups. Chandler's got himself on the board with 3 there.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
Tell you what, if there's success on the boards in this first quarter is any indication, it's going to be a good day.
And rebounds usually are a good indicator.
And Billups gets it to go.
Solid screen right there that freed him up for the jump shot.
The Heat trail by 3. Dragic off the pick from Haslem. Butler goes in, dives for it, and that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession.
A nice play to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
I tell you what, guys, if he gets there a fraction earlier, that's a steal.
Denver making a switch here. Fareed is checked in. There's 48 seconds left in the first quarter of the game.
They had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
2-for-1 opportunity here if they want it.
That's what I do. Make sure you get a couple of shots here to close this quarter.
Billups defended by Allen. Back to Billups. The Nuggets moving the ball around. They get it again. Fareed, no good.
That's an easy shot there. That's a shot that he should make more often than not.
Allen for 3. Gets it to go.
For 3.
And the Heat lead by 2.
And that assist earned him a little nod from his teammate after the basket.
Van Exel against Allen. 3-pointer gets it to go. And Exel's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
How about that for a response?
They will say they can give the 3 as well as they can take the 3.
Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. Nuggets lead by 1. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Nuggets.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Guys, as you know, the Miami Heat try to keep the plays they run as simple as they can and rely on their talent and teamwork to win them games. But playing like that can present its own kind of problems. Coach Spoelstra said, quote, "The challenge is not getting bored with simplicity." Simple is what works, though, as evidenced by their back-to-back titles, guys.
Well, Doris, sometimes it makes sense to keep it simple. Thanks. 11 feet away. No good. Solid defense right there from Kenneth Fareed. Denver leading by 3. Pass to Porter. The shot is off. The Heat go the other way with it. Chalmers pass to Allen. Changes up. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Shooting for Miami.
What a move. He saw a window on the other side of the rim and whipped it around for the immaculate reverse.
The Heat have made 1 of 3 free throws in the game. That free throw good from Allen.
You know, he's been the star of movies before, but Ray Allen recently shared some of his plans for what he'll do after basketball. First thing on his list is to get back in front of the camera and resume his acting career.
And the pass to Porter. Another 3 for Denver.
The defense sagged off, and, you know, he did not hesitate to rise up and bury that 3.
Outside Butler. Passes it to Chalmers. Kicks it to Allen. Clock at 6. He feeds it to Butler. Poked away. Porter with the steal. Pass to Murray. Porter a screen on Allen. Murray off the mark there with the three-point shot. And for Ray Allen, now 38 years of age. Interesting to see how much longer, Steve, he thinks he can continue and how much teams feel he can continue.
Well, he's had some foot issues that have slowed him down a little bit. I thought he had a terrific regular season last year for the Heat, although, you know, maybe a little bit slow during the playoffs. But, you know, great shooters have a way of sticking around.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Feeds it to Van Exel. Took the opportunity when he saw it. and it's a 7-point Denver lead.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
Whiteside kicks to Bub. Shot to stop the run. That one goes. The Nuggets leading by 5.
Well, when you have the best record in the league, you're going to be the most dominant, one of the most dominant teams at home. The Heat just destroyed people down in Miami, and only the Denver Nuggets had more wins at home than the Heat did.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. And how crazy is that from the Heat to win as many games as they did last season, but still be second in the league in home wins? Still, we're far and away number 1 at home in the East, though.
Well, yeah, the Knicks were the closest team in the East, but they still had 6 fewer wins at home than Miami. But the Heat really just did what they had to do to put themselves in position to go on to their second NBA title in a row.
Here's Hardaway. Back to Mourning. Can't get it to go. Mutombo with some nice D. Denver's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Goes up on the high post. Murray, good.
That's just a case of two teammates working perfectly together, one setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Wade kicks to Hardaway. And he nails the jumper. Hardaway has got his first points in this one. Denver leading by 5. Mutombo is screen on Hardaway. Here's Murray. Here's Mutombo. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. The Nuggets have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
Well, this is a club that shot 75% as a team from the free throw line last season.
And the first one drops.
Well, what a series it was in the finals a year ago. Such great basketball, 2 teams that like to play up-tempo. And I'll tell you, the Spurs had Miami. They had the series in the bag. They were 1 play away from wrapping it up in Game 6, but the miracle comeback from the Heat that led to the Game 7 victory and another title for the Miami Heat.
Clark, it was interesting because the games themselves weren't particularly close through the first half of the series, but things started to get really tight when they left San Antonio after Game 5.
How about that, Kevin? You talk about things tightening up. We had a game for the ages in Game 6. 28.6 seconds to go. The Spurs +5. Miami needed a miracle, and they found it in the form of timely three-point shooting and got some help from the San Antonio Spurs missing some free throws.
The Game 6 was about as intense an NBA game as you'll ever see.
Oh, it was off the charts. Absolutely fantastic.
The pass to Murray. Outside Anthony. There's the triple. Here's Mutombo. The second chance effort.
Boy, with 2 fouls now, he really has to be disciplined and under control for the rest of this half.
And you got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass. Whenever you play Denver, you know it's going to be an up-and-down game. The Nuggets love to push the tempo and make the game a track meet. And a lot of times they were better at it than their opponents because they're an excellent fast-breaking team.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Gentlemen, there is no doubt Chris Bosh has taken his share of criticism in Miami. People call them, quote, the big 2.5, saying he hasn't lived up to that top billing. But for Eric Spoelstra, he said he is our most important player. We've said that for 3 seasons. He allows everything to work on both ends of the court. Guys, you think about it, offensively, he's a floor spacer and an offensive rebounder. And defensively, he anchors the Heat inside. Spoelstra called him, quote, a perfect fit for their system.
He's got the length factor to be sure. Thanks, Doris. The Nuggets scored a ton of points last season, and among the several categories, Steve, that they led the way in was fast break points. You could see it with their bigs.
I like the way they constructed their roster, Kevin, because everybody from the guards to the centers could all run and get out in the open floor. So it was like an avalanche when Denver would come at you, particularly on their home floor, with not just 3 guys running, but all 5.
Get this board, fellas. Get this board. Pitcher. Move back on me.
And so Bosch nails both of them.
You know, the high-octane offense and the up-tempo brand of basketball the Nuggets played really was quite effective in being able to kind of dominate Eastern Conference teams.
Here's Jukic. Shaq with some nice D.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
Good. Shaq's got 4 this quarter. Well, and back to the Nuggets. They did well against the East, as you alluded to, Clark. They were 19-11, Steve, against the conference as a whole.
Well, that's right where they wanted to be record-wise, Kevin. And even though the Nuggets got out and ran, they could actually still play with a physicality as well when they went up against the East. So they did pretty well. They swept the entire Central Division. They were the only team to go undefeated against an individual division all last year.
Heads-up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
A chance at a 2-for-1 if they want it.
Yeah, no question. If I'm them, I'm definitely going 2 for 1.
Beyond the arc. Kept alive. Here's Anthony. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
A lot of people thought the East would be a cakewalk for Miami last year, but Indiana made sure that wasn't going to be the case. What a series with the Pacers using their size and strength to pound Miami down low, and eventually the Heat were able to pull it out, but boy, was that a tough series.
And just to touch back on the Eastern Conference Finals, went to a Game 7 where Miami ran away with the game. But, you know, Clark, if it weren't for the heroics of LeBron earlier in the series, it could have been the Pacers that took on San Antonio in the finals.
You know, I was thinking a little bit about 2 former ABA teams meeting in the NBA Finals, but the Heat managed to steal Game 1, and I thought that proved to be the difference in the end. That was a game the Pacers had and didn't squeeze. But the way these 2 teams are constructed, they should be seeing a lot more of each other in the near future. And I think that's great for the league because whenever they meet up in the regular season or the playoffs, it's always been a battle the last couple of years.
Nice rivalry developing between those 2.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
A good one brewing there.
8 seconds left here in the second. And here comes Abdul Rauf. Launches a 3. It's all tied in Miami. Folks, stay tuned for the halftime show with Damon Bruce for all the highlights from our first half.
And now, brought to you by...
It's Thursday and just one more day until the weekend's officially here. But in the meantime, let's check out what's been going on. We've seen the Heat slugging it out. Tenacious offensive rebounding. Their second chance points are piling up. And Shaq is having no problem scoring against the defense of the Nuggets. The bucket looks about 5 feet wide for him. He hasn't missed 1 shot. Can you believe it? Also, a strong first half from Denver. Outstanding bench production. They've gotten a very nice lift, and that's made a huge difference for them on the scoreboard. Allen Iverson not having any problems out there. Always a threat to go off in any given game, and he hasn't disappointed. Thanks so much for stopping on by. Third quarter just around the corner, so let's get on back out to Kevin and the crew.
The Halftime Report, presented by...
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game.
Just absolute domination in this one for Shaq. He's got 10 points, and he was able with 1 steal, too.
Yeah, he's defending very well, Clark. He's disrupting the offense. He's playing the passing lanes, trying to put as much pressure on as possible.
Jukic, defended by Shaq. 4 on the clock. A high post shot. Shot, no good. O'Neal with the defensive effort.
They've been strong on the boards. There's no disputing that.
That's what the box score says. Still anybody's game, though. One thing that Wade has improved upon over the last few years is his ability to make better decisions. He used to turn the ball over considerably. And, of course, playing with LeBron an awful lot has meant that he's cut down on his usage rate as well. And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
A nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that.
The Heat have made 4 free throws from the line and missed 2.
Well, you look at last season's numbers, guys, down below 70% as a team from the line.
Yeah, as a group, really a dismal year for them from the line last season, guys.
I got shooter here. Here we go. We're going to push it on the miss. Get the rebound. I got it. Box here.
Both free throws good from Wade. Here's Abdul Rauf. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And for Wade, of course, not turning it over as much of late. He also was not asked to create as often as he was before LeBron joined the Heat. But in doing so, he became a much more efficient player.
Well, I tell you what, I think it's really undervalued how much Dwayne Wade has sacrificed and adapted his game to welcome LeBron. I mean, he's become one of the best in the league at moving without the ball, making timely, sharp, hard cuts to the rim. He's got a great understanding and intelligence of how he plays the game, and as he showed us, he can still go get it when he needs to.
Both free throws good from Abdul Rauf.
Boy, his free throw shooting, just another reason he's such a good all-around player.
Wade dishes to O'Neal. LeBron kicks to Hardaway. Back to LeBron. Anthony on him. Lets it go from 11. Gets it to go. 9 points for LeBron. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Denver calls timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bernie! Your Heat answers.
Pass to Iverson. Here's Abdul Rauf. They set the pick. Here's Jokic. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. 5 points in the game. The Heat with the lead.
While not as dominant on defense as they were a year before, the Heat still were tough at that end of the court. The thing is, you could see them turn it on and turn it off when they needed to defensively, so they always managed to get the key stop when they needed it.
Abdul Rauf, the pass to Carmelo. Miami grabs the miss. Shaq's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
Blocking foul called on LaFonso Ellis. That's his second team foul.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Bosch kicks to Shaq. Hardaway. LeBron James on the wing. Outside Bosch. 3-pointer.
This offense's first miss after 3 straight makes to start the second half.
And again, LeBron missing. And when you're coming off a title like the Heat are, there is a natural tendency to cruise. But, Clark, you said this, and Steve, I'm sure you want to comment on it. They can turn it up in a hurry.
Well, there's just so much athleticism on this team that if they want to press you in the half court, they usually can force turnovers. And if not, they can also sit back and play a more straight-up defensive style and be very effective that way as well.
Anthony backing him down. From the line, jump shot is good.
Carmelo Anthony.
Anthony's got 7.
And he should thank the defense for those 2 points, really. Nobody paid him any mind there.
Shaq is screen on Abdul Rauf. LeBron kicks to Hardaway. And again, it's the Heat missing. The Nuggets trail by 3. Here's Abdul Rauf. Here's Jukic. He nails it, and we're tied up. 8 points for him.
An unusual skill set for a big man. The long-range shot gives you such good spacing offensively.
From 15 feet away, LeBron, good. Nuggets have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Abdul Rauf, the pass to Iverson. Bosch against Ellis. Makes it off the glass.
Alfonso Ellis.
Miami's on 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Outside Hardaway. Shaq with the screen. Shot clock at 6. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Easy call there.
No question about that one. You can hear the impact from where I am.
And these are his second and third free throws tonight. That's good from O'Neal. A different look for Denver. Chandler comes in for Ellis. And Chauncey Billups is subbed in for Abdul Rauf. And he makes both free throws. The Nuggets trail. Billups with the ball.
Backdoor.
Dishes it to Chandler. It's stolen by Haslam. He passes to LeBron. Here's Jukic. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead.
Wade seems to be slowing down just a touch, and the difficulty as you get older, when you're not a great jump shooter, which Wade is not, is that the defenses will back off you. And that's the big challenge now for Dwayne Wade, adjusting to that newer style of defense that he's going to be looking at.
Chandler outside. He dishes it to Billups. From deep, Iverson. And yes, a nice assist from Billups. And it's 13 points for Iverson. And Steve, you go back to the strong output for Dwayne Wade last season for the 4th time. In his career, he averaged over 20 points and 5 rebounds and 5 assists a game. Clark, one of only 4 players in the league last season to hit that mark.
And Kevin, he led all shooting guards in player efficiency rating for the 5th consecutive season. Some might argue, but the numbers speak truth. He's the best shooting guard in the game.
The try by Iverson. And the defense didn't have position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line. It's going to be on Udonis Haslam. For Denver, they have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well. And he knocks down the first one. Ellis, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Abdul Rauf comes in for Carmelo Anthony.
You got it out. Make sure the pitch down there. I got shooter.
So he gets them both. For Miami, they've gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. And Haslam kicks to Dragic. The 3 from LeBron. The rebound by Wilson Chandler.
They've been able to get out to this lead without really getting a very reliable performance out of him from the field.
It's stolen by Haslam. Dragic with it, picked up by Ellis. Fires from deep, and that one's good. 14 points for LeBron. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Heat.
Their activity at the defensive end, Kevin, has been really impressive, attacking and coming away with steals.
The number of second chance points they've gotten is also impressive. I mean, they've kept so many possessions alive with offensive rebounds.
Gets it to go.
Wilson Chandler.
Chandler's got 5. There's 31 seconds left in the third. Bosch is screen on Billups. Hardaway against Billups. The dish to LeBron. He kicks it to Hardaway. 6 on the shot clock. And a miss there on the triple. Ellis, the pass to Iverson. Chandler outside. For the lead. Off target. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Heat out front, up by 2. And do not go away as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the 4th quarter. A terrific game so far. The Heat with the lead. Now, but outside Hardaway. Bosch kicks to Hardaway. 6 to shoot. Goes up on the wing. Can't hit. Some solid defense from Abdul Rauf. Billups with the ball. Wade picks him up.
Yeah, that's all you. Hey, yo, Chelsea.
The feed to Carmelo. And it's all evened up.
Carmelo Anthony.
Anthony's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for Denver.
Yeah, you know, even from his college days at Syracuse, Carmelo has always had the ability to step up in crunch time and more often than not deliver. When the 4th quarter rolls around, he seems to take his game to another level.
Well, with the way that Melo is able to create his own shot, Steve, off the dribble or in the post, that makes him very valuable and dangerous, particularly in the 4th quarter. I mean, he's a guy that makes it really hard to defend him because he's so versatile.
And he makes the first. Tumbo is checked in for Ellis.
Get this board, fellas. Get this board. Pinch here. Screw back on me. She's on time. It's coming off.
And both free throws good for Mourning.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half has been nothing but success for them there.
And their confidence has to just continue to go up the longer their perfection continues.
And it's Iverson missing.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
LeBron against Abdul Rauf. Here's Bosch. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
You know, Miami went to that smaller lineup last season, and a big change in that was having Chris Bosh move over to the 5 spot. Not his natural position, but I thought he held his own both offensively and defensively playing in the middle.
The first free throw is good. And for Bosch, playing the center, Steve, he's giving up some weight out there.
But he's a very smart defender. He avoids fouls. And, you know, the way the league is these days, Kevin, most teams play smaller. And Bosch can normally find a center that he can guard without too much trouble. But there are a few matchups around the league that are a problem.
Well, they got the speed and the pressure of that Miami defense. You know, you think they're able to compensate for any lack of size inside by using those other things.
Yeah, that's normally the case against, I would say, the vast majority of the league.
Ball counted.
Wade against Iverson. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's on Dwayne Wade.
Just a fantastic game for Iverson. He has 15 points, and he's knocked down a pair of 3-pointers in this game, too.
Well, they might want to think about setting a few more screens for him to try to give him another open look or two.
Free throw good, Iverson.
100% free throw shooting this half, guys.
Efficiency is so crucial when you're trying to overcome a deficit, Steve.
I got shooter. I gotta get the rebound. Gotta get it. Quick out. Big rebound.
That one misses.
Only down 2 now, but that miss might hurt. If they don't get a stop, it's back to a 2-possession game. Well, coming off a title last year, you always wonder if a team will maybe relax a little bit. They usually won't admit to it, but Chris Bosh readily said it at times that his team had a difficult time lighting that fire again.
Iverson. Here's Mutombo. Count it. And he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. It's on Alonzo Mourning.
And you love the concentration. Gets hit, but stays with the play.
Yeah, he showed a lot right there. Plenty of concentration, finding a way to get that shot to fall.
And to go back to what Bosh said, I think that is true for every team, Clark, that comes off a championship, but they usually don't admit it like Bosh did.
Well, you know what? Once you've won it all, there is a bit of a relief and a little malaise that may settle over you, but I've always respected Bosh's handling. He's a guy who doesn't bite his tongue, and he articulates what he feels, and I think it's impressive that they fought back to the finals once more, because that shows they eventually did recapture that fire.
Here's Iverson. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school. Just physical play in the paint. Dominating.
Timeout called the Heat.
I think he believes that if he takes some time here to kind of talk things over, it'll be well served for this club.
And, you know, maybe this gives them an opportunity to toy around with some of their game plan while he has their attention during this break in the action.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra was saying to his team. And with the game still very much in play, he sounded very confident, telling the players, don't let up. This is where we make our move. Right now. Go take it. Kevin?
Tell you what, they're going to have to do a better job of boxing this fella out than that.
No one between him and the hoop. You're right, Clark.
Yeah, put-back slams are not what you want to be giving up if you're the defense.
Mutombo against LeBron. Hardaway kicks to Bosh. True on the 14-footer. And the Heat lead by 2.
Pretty much no chance for the smaller defender to block that jumper.
Yeah, he knows exactly how to use his size to his advantage there.
That's not what they needed there, that's for sure.
Miami's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the 4th. Hardaway kicks to LeBron. Anthony with the block. And he banks in the layup. Mourning's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, most of all, I just love the work he puts in on the offensive glass. So many of his points come on putbacks just because of sheer hustle.
And, Steve, he's also the player they rally around at the defensive end. I mean, they cause some real havoc when he's out there running the show defensively.
Deep 2 from Anthony. Good. And it's Iverson who picks up the assist. And 11 points for Carmelo Anthony.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
LeBron kicks to Hardaway. That one a little long.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Passes it to Carmelo. Here's Abdul Rauf. Covered by LeBron. Clock at 6. Here's Mutombo. Can't get it to go. Mourning with some nice D. Anthony can't hit.
Great defense in the paint there, making it tough on the offense.
That's what he brings, a presence. I mean, you saw it on that miss.
And the dunk by Mourning. There it is, guys. That Olay defense. Just watching him go, Clark, right by.
I think we might be seeing which team is ready to take control of this game.
Yeah, that's a dunk that could absolutely get them going. I agree, Clark.
Iverson against Wade. The drive by Iverson. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line.
Anthony's been putting up the numbers. He has 11 points, and he's tacked on a couple of blocks today, too.
Yeah, and I think that's been important because it's established a nice defensive presence for his team.
That free throw good from Anthony. Shaq's checked in for Morning.
You got it out. You got it out. Make sure the pitch down there. I got shooter.
Both free throws good from Anthony.
Tremendous job at the foul line as usual. You can always bank on him in these situations.
And here is Hardaway. Wade outside. Kicks to O'Neal. Dikembe Mutombo grabs the rebound. Mutombo's got 6 rebounds now in the game. He feeds it to Carmelo. It's good. This game is all even.
He's such a clutch shooter, Kevin. He just lives for the big shot.
Timeout called the Heat. Hardaway against Abdul Rauf. Back to Hardaway. Inside to Shaq and taken away by Ellis. Pass to Iverson. Anthony to take the lead. Miami grabs the miss. LeBron's got his 4th rebound in this one. And there's Dwayne Wade on the assist by Shaq. 16 points for Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, he put himself in great position to finish that break off, guys.
Yep, right to the rack.
Time call here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're down by 2. 109 left to play here in the 4th. And the Nuggets making a change here.
Something to prove. So let's get up and let them hear it.
Denver with the ball. Back to Ellis. And 101 left in the 4th quarter. Here's Anthony. Good. A huge shot to tie it up.
He's been much more effective in the second half than he was in the first.
The Heat have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the 4th quarter. Wade drives in. Hardaway connects from downtown.
And that is the shot of the game.
Well, he's got the guts and courage to take it and the skill to make it.
The offensive rebound. Here's Jokic.
Anthony.
It falls. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Just a fantastic effort they're getting from Anthony right now.
We've got 22 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet. Miami's gone 2 of 3 in the 4th quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Smart foul there. You've got to try to extend the game.
Yeah, it's still close, but they're fighting that clock as much as the score right now.
He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2.
Get this board, fellas. Get this board. Good here. Bring back my feet.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game.
That last free throw was critical. Their only choice now is to go for the 3 to tie.
Denver calls timeout. They're losing by 3. 19 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. What do you think, guys?
Well, down 3, you don't necessarily have to go for the 3. You could go for the quick bucket and then the foul.
I'm not sure. I mean, in this situation, I think they should look for the 3, Steve. I mean, try to tie this thing up. You've got 3-point shooters. Let it fly.
$19 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
Stay there.
Wade against Iverson. No good from 3-point territory. And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul. So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
You got it out. You got it out. Get your pitch down there. I got shooter. I'm out.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
No mistakes there. I think you can close the book on this one, guys. It's done.
Anthony kicks to Iverson, puts up a 3, and so it's Miami winning this one. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.